Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission: to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Hey there, YouTubers. Joel Pal Spidey here again, and I got yourself a video review of Star Trek, the newest movie that came out, starring Zachary Quinto, Chris Pines, Simon Pegg, John Cho, and a bunch of other people in there. It's just a great cast. I'd like to go right into it saying this movie was really, really good. I absolutely loved it. I am a big Star Trek fan. Not so obsessed that I would be a Trekkie, but enough that I could argue it and make discussions with it to people. Let me get right into what this movie's about. Okay, it's not technically a prequel so much. It is a prequel than it is. Really what it is a prequel slash alternate reality. What happens is old Spock, played by Leonard Nimoy, makes an appearance in this movie as older Spock, 219 years, or 229 years into the future from that point in time where Star Trek, the whole James Kirk saga basically began. What happens is there was a time anomaly. The bad guy, Nero, who was a Romulan, at first I wasn't sure if he was a Romulan or not because he didn't look like a Romulan. But Nero and Spock go back in time, and there's a big mess, and this causes a alternate reality. I don't want to go into too much detail because I really like this movie, and I think you definitely got to go see it. It is a great movie for fans and non-fans alike, and really you don't have to know much about Star Trek to enjoy this movie. I'm not a big fan of the old Star Trek episodes, but I knew a little bit about it, and I watched the original show for about maybe 5 episodes, and all the characters are pretty much spot on. Simon Pegg playing Scotty, great. He comes in much later in the movie. He's not at the very beginning of the movie, which is no really that big of a deal. They use him more as a comedic relief. I kind of wish they had more Scotty in this movie. They do have Chekhov, who's played by an actual young Russian boy. He's 17 in the movie. Zachary Quinto playing Spock, spot on. I say best Spock next to Leonard Nimoy. And let's see. Oh, John Cho plays Mr. Sulu. They don't do much about Mr. Sulu. It's only like a couple scenes where he's actually that important. They have some good fight scenes. I really like the martial arts that they use. Very simple. And I like a lot of the references they make from the old show. With Uhura, they actually have the little communicator that sticks out of the ear like this. Bones is really good. They don't actually overdo it with his "damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a, so-and-so," or whatever it is. They've only done that like a few times in the movie. I enjoyed that. Nothing was overused, nothing was underused. Everything was given good credit to the show, and it definitely is no Dragon Ball Evolution. Basically, all the video reviews I'm gonna do from now on, I'm just gonna compare to Dragon Ball Evolution, and this movie is even better than that fucking Wolverine movie. From what I've heard is how disappointing it is. I didn't really like some of the ending I saw of the Wolverine movie, but this movie, hands down, is great. Not as good as Watchmen. Not as good as Watchmen, but of course I've always liked Watchmen way more than Star Trek. But this movie gives very good props to the original show. And I just can't really say anything else bad about it or anything else good about it. It's right there, It definitely deserves to be seen in the theaters. I saw it on the internet like I do most of my movies, but I would actually pay money to see this in the theaters. This would have been great if this was an IMAX film. There's many spectacular space battles, and everything kept my interest. It was very enjoyable, very refreshing, and if you don't know much about Star Trek or have never really seen the original show, watch this movie. This will make you a fan, make you interested in Star Trek, and definitely want to make you watch the original episodes and watch any previous other ones except for Deep Space Nine. I didn't like that. Bad Star Trek episodes there. But, and also, you can't really compare this movie to the old show so much because it is an alternate reality. I'm sure now, since this movie's timeline, this movie basically is different. It's more like a side note, like what could happen, but I guess it could be now in the Star Trek continuity because they make it out like Spock is in the future and he comes back in time. So, I say go see it. 5 out of 5. Very good movie, very enjoyable, well worth the money. Definitely wish I saw it in theaters first, but I probably will go and see it in theaters, like many other you people out there should see it. So, this has been your friendly Spider-Man saying good day. Send me emails, asking me questions, making, comments or whatever. Maybe movies you want me to make reviews on. I don't know, whatever seems fun. But this has been your friendly Spider-Man saying good day, live long, and prosper, and Excelsior!